Hey, it's DJ Lou here, and you know what? Let's go take a walk. You know what? It's a pretty decent day out, so why not go for a walk? So I want to talk about reinvestments and taking chances and things of that nature. In the past about 3-4 weeks, I decided to do some changes to my toad booth. I tried different carts, things of that nature. And what I've learned over the years is sometimes they're good choices and sometimes they're bad. Case in point with my cart. I had first tried some furniture dollies. That didn't quite work. The wheels were just way too small. Tried another set of furniture dollies. Just didn't like how top heavy everything was. Went and got an upgraded Crane 750 cart, and next thing I know, I'm pushing close to 400 pounds. And while the crane can absolutely handle that kind of weight, trying to push like up a hill, up my ramp, it was getting a bit of a challenge. And even my daughter, who came to me in my last wedding, she was struggling to push that. So ultimately, I did find even something different than even think about. One of those more stubby, like U-line carts that I'll put my speakers on. And then one of those kind of beach buggies, one of those ones that can go in the sand and the dirt. And I'm going to use that for my lights and my speakers. And I can basically double that up for doing my ceremony stuff. If I need to bring my speakers up, my poles and whatnot, I can throw it all in that bag and not have to really be concerned about it. So it took numerous iterations, some money. That crane cart's definitely not cheap. But ultimately, I think I found what I'm going to be using for the season. But it's all about experimentation. It's all about, sometimes you might strike out on something. But in the end, you may end up wiser. The inverse happened when I was working on the toad booth. I decided I wanted to raise it up. It's been an idea of mine since I got it. It was all based off the booth that I built, my DIY booth. I wanted to have a nice surface where everybody could see everything on top. And even remind me when I had my booth for Harvest of Sound 2023 and I put all the gear in for Scratch Bastard to perform on, and he wanted everything complete, just that total top layer so everybody could see what he was doing. So we went to a standard table and did all that. So it's been my mission to do that. And I had bought some wheels the year before, like December of 2023. As soon as that happened, never got to it last season. Decided to do it this season, turned everything in, put the smaller wheels. It went from like a big 8-inch wheel down to a 6-inch wheel, but it's a bit thinner. And it was the fattest one I could find. I did that, I was starting to make the surface, and then reality struck. Even though the initial run that I had on the grass was decent, once I started loading more and more weight into it and going a couple runs in the grass just right in my yard, next thing you know, it wasn't going to work. The wheels were just a bit too narrow, and I definitely work at a few venues, matter of fact one just coming up in a couple weeks, that I definitely need those fat tires. In addition, the top surface that I had made, that just kept on getting dinged up. Now granted, I used a softer wood on top, but it was getting dinged up quite a bit, and I had only a week or so. And I was like, I'm going to get really kind of pissed off that everything that I'm working on the top is going to look dingy and all that before mid-season. And sure, I could replace it every year or so, but to replace it every few weeks, maybe if I had like a CNC machine and all that, I'll just churn them out. But anyways, I reverted the wheels back. I did make a semi-new surface for the inside, but it is sunken back down as opposed to where it was raised. But again, it was experimentation. It was trying something that I had envisioned for a while, and then only to turn into doing something that was like, yeah, you know what, on second thought, but that's okay. It's okay to make those mistakes. It's okay to experiment, because if you don't, you never know what's going to come out of things. And I can't stress enough, you basically never know what's going to happen until you try it. So keep experimenting, keep on making mistakes, learn from those mistakes, and maybe, just maybe, you'll find something that works perfect for you. And granted, I've gone through so many different things over the years, and they've all worked ultimately to the end. Even if they fail for me, I saw something better coming out of that. That's my thought. Take care, everybody.